Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to learn how to debounce user input in React. Debouncing is a fantastic technique for improving performance, especially when you are working with input fields like search bars or real-time filters, where every keystroke could trigger an action. So let's get started. First, we'll create a simple React component with an input field. We'll name it Debounce input. So let me create it, Debounce input, DSX. Inside of this component, we are going to use React's useState to stroke the input value. So let me quickly make it export const debounce input equals function. Okay, sorry. And now we'll have a simple input here, return input, type text, placeholder, type something here, right? And now we'll use state for input value, and we'll set a value equals input value, and then on change set input value e target value, and on change we can either put it here or we can create a change handler and just directly pass it to on change callback like that. Yeah, since I have a strict mode, it will be arguing that I'll make it false, or on change, let me see change event handler. It gives us this synthetic event, I think. No, not this one. Synth, right? Okay, what's the problem? It has any type, HTML. No, it's on change, so not sure which value is here. Let me clarify that quickly. All right, so usually this should give us change event and with the type of HTML input element, and this way even on the strict mode it doesn't give us any error, TypeScript error. Now we have that, and let's see what's happening. We are updating input value when every time the user types. In handle change, I'm also logging input value here, and it simulates the behavior where every keystroke might trigger a network request or other action. Now let's talk about why this can be a problem. Imagine you are typing into a search bar and every letter you type triggers a request. It's inefficient and could slow down the app, especially with a lot of users or high frequency inputs. That's where debouncing comes in. With the debouncing, we can delay the action until the user has stopped typing, which reduces the number of requests and improves performance. To implement debounce, we'll use effect and set timeout. Use effect will watch for changes in input value, and with set timeout, we'll add a delay of, let's say, 500 milliseconds, and this way we'll only update our value when the user stops typing for half a second. So first, let's add a second state. It's going to be called debounced value, which will store the debounced version of input value. So we'll type debounced value and set debounced value. It's going to use state as well. Inside of use effect, so let's define it, use effect. So inside of use effect, we'll set a timeout update, the debounce value after a delay. And finally, we'll clear timeout of on each keystroke to make sure that the action only triggers when typing stops. So how it will look like, we'll type make a timer variable, set timeout, and it will obviously set debounce value with input value, and it will have a delay of half a second, let's say. And now we need to clear the timeout. Yeah, clear timeout for this timer, but this code should be triggered every time the input value changes. So we type input value here, and this way, okay, here's what's going on. Debounced value only updates if the user stops typing for at least 500 milliseconds. We are watching input value changes with use effect, and set timeout gives us that half a second delay. Clearing the timeout on each keystroke ensures that the debounced value only updates once per user, once the user pauses. Let's save that and test, but before that I'll also print debounce value. So we have an input, we will need debounced value inside of a paragraph. And let me switch to the browser. Okay, where is that? I just quickly need to open Google Chrome and let's test localhost. We'll hit the URL of our application, React application running, but we don't use this component obviously, and because of that we go to app component and we import it from the current folder. And let's go back to our browser. We have our input here. Okay, you see, hello, now it updates. So every keystroke is reflected in here, but the value, the debounced value, only changes once we stopped typing and half a second has passed. So that's how it works. That's exactly what we wanted. Now the bounced value only updates when the user stops typing, as I said, and it makes it ideal for search inputs or API calls or any actions where we only want to trigger updates after a pause. And that's actually it. In just a few lines, we have added Debounce to our input field, improving performance, creating a smoother user experience. And this technique is super useful and easy to implement, especially in real-world applications. If this was helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more quick React tips. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye!